I'm sitting here talking about energy now. Now we learning, we get why energy. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. We get why energy is vitally important in this situation. And now y'all see, starting to learn. I learned it from the Astro. How they I learned it from the Astro how they not so quick to share their energy. You know what I'm saying? And no, how the women in the Astro, they gather around and talk about energy like the women in the physical talk about basically sex parts. Let's just say it. Let's just be real about it. So I realized I want to see the importance in that, and I seen that 3.5 years ago. But now I see the importance, and y'all should see it right now too. Because when you done the importance of celibacy, the importance of the depth of solitude, or being alone for so long to yourself, is to get to know oneself, one of them, outside of the fact of putting God first and giving your energy to God. Once you do that, you start to notice, once you do that, you start to notice your real energy. Because you done finally been alone for so long, filtered out your energy. And right now, right now, a lot of y'all finding yourself running, especially those of you who really didn't have a love and just had partners, because you starting to understand. Hold on. Right now, y'all starting to understand, like, how it feel in your own energy. So we all know when we start to share energy, we just don't feel the same for some apparent reason. And that's what it is, because you're not, the DNA ain't matching out. So, it's a spiritual war within inside yourself. So your body can't balance out. So you're just tired. Yeah, you slept with your friend, everybody, somebody thought somebody was sexy. But then the DNA didn't think they was that sexy. You get what I'm saying? So now that you getting to this point, we getting to this point where we getting to understand energy. You know what I'm saying? Now we see the importance in filtering and cleansing ourselves. And then now that we see a reason to filter and cleanse ourselves, because once you feel that energy adjust, you don't want to, just like people love to go to drugs. You like to go to drugs. What's the main reason people like to drugs? Because that energy that they share, that frequency of energy. Well, that's how it is when you in your own energy. You're like, wait a minute, I feel good for some reason. I feel real good. I don't know why I feel so good. And next thing you know, you got these random partners, or you got this partner. Every time you be with this partner, you don't feel so good. You know? And you starting to, okay, something ain't right. But now that to the ones of us that's cleansing, we feel it so much so to the point now, we saying to ourselves, okay, when we do find a partner, when we do go get a partner, we're going to look for a partner. We're going to look for the real energy. And we're going to really analyze these partners, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because if anything, when you share energy, you want to advance your energy. You want to, or at least stay on the same plateau. You don't want to, and you definitely don't want to flatline your energy, because that can happen too. So that's the importance in this energy stuff, bro. It's like, I had to get that too with God. You know what I'm saying? Like when we read the Bible, we just listen to it and it look like rules of command, and it look like it's tradition. They just want us to be miserable. Now, in this situation, those of you that been walking with me thus far, you know for a fact this stuff is real, and it's authentic, and it's actually elevating you in every way fashionably. Because how is that? Because it ain't no fun to sleep. You got plans and stuff. You dealing with somebody, and before you actually dealt with this person, you had all these lined up plans, everything going smooth, everything seemed to be smooth. You so good, you felt so good, you looked so good, and then you went out there and everybody seen how good you look, and somebody sensed that energy, which was probably an enemy of your energy. You didn't know it, and that person probably don't know it, but that DNA knew it. So to you, he looked good, 2 sets for his shirt, and to you, 2 sets for your shirt. So now you like, man, I can take a break. I deserve a break. I put in all this work, got all this lined up, everything going good. And then you make that mistake, and then all of a sudden you go that next day to do all that, put everything in place, and all of it's going to waste. It's like all of it's like not working out. You don't know why it ain't working out. You just know it ain't working out. And it ain't working out so much so it make you not even want to try no more. Because you've been doing all this stuff to line this stuff up. And then you call up your buddy, and all of a sudden he telling you all this good stuff, or she telling you all this good stuff that happened to her, and they wasn't even looking for it. They wasn't even looking for this good stuff. It was almost like you just gave your good energy to this person. Real, bro. I started noticing that. I didn't know what it was until now, but I've been noticing that in my life for a while. And I just started abstract, taking myself out of the situation, bro. And then I started seeing them getting their own energy. And then I started seeing their own energy, how it actually reflect. And they were just putting on a show when we came into contact with one another. But behind the scenes, it wasn't that type of party. I didn't know that, though, while I was sharing my energy. And that's why in the astro, the females in the astro, that's why they on that energy stuff. They ain't talking about this stuff and this stuff and that stuff, because that's irrelevant. Irrelevant garbage. And we all know, a lot of us starting to know that now. Some of y'all just stuck in situations where you like, yeah, we could just do this, get that. Me and God don't bend corners. Me and God ain't here to get those who've been making us, we here, you know what time it is. The chosen is in a position. You should, when you came towards the chosen, you should have just came towards the chosen with good intention. Because they ain't the one to be playing with right now. They the one that God itself said, touch not my anointed ones. You know what I'm saying? God itself letting you know. You know what I'm saying? He told the big dog, Satan, everybody, the horsemen. So what you humans gonna do? What you mountains in this earth gonna do? Nothing. You can't do nothing. All you can do is support these people when this show is over with. You're gonna lose every time, bro. And like the message I just said, I don't want to do them kind of mess. I said I might have to start falling back. But according to God, I gotta speak too. Cause it's like I said a while ago, y'all was seeing this as it's traditional, and God it's just commandments that you don't want. God don't want y'all to have fun. So in other words, you stop believing in God. Some of my job is to implement the details to make sure that y'all know that God is real. Period. Put that back into you. Because with the way everybody been rocking with Satan, as if God never existed. I don't care what you say out your mouth now. You ain't moving like you're supposed to move. See what I'm saying? After this situation, everybody gonna start moving right. Well, for the most part, we hope anyway. You know what I'm saying? Just enough. It ain't gotta be everybody if you don't want, if you don't want to believe, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But my job is to explain the details I want to explain the detail before they finish. I don't like it. Do sound like it's intercepted, but God allows it sometimes. So it do sound like it's intercepting it, and it do sound like it'll mess up the plans for God. But we talking about God here. Now I'm playing God again. If I think like that, God say, "Hey, go ahead and put it out there." Because what's gonna happen is I'm showing you what you need to do. Because when you see this, we have the tendency to break and violate and say, "Oh, it ain't working." But God don't move that way. God, our time ain't God's time. You know what I'm saying? God, so I had to tell y'all in such a way to where you can actually see this yourself and be like, wait a minute, something miraculous is going on. Because I know some big head honchos was on me. And they supposed to clean me out or clean me up. And somehow, everything just changed. And then you're going to look at your own life. You're going to be like, what have I been doing? I've been praying, I've been meditating. I ain't been sharing. I ain't been, sharing my DNA with anybody, random people. I've been really cleansing myself. And then you're going to see the power in that. And then you're going to be like, wait a minute. Now, what if I take this a step farther? That's what I've been doing. Because it's like dealing with Satan. You go and do stuff for Satan. Like when I was in the street, I was basically doing stuff for Satan. Every time I did enough for Satan, get a better car, get a nicer car than a nicer car. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, yeah, this is all I had to do. Yeah, I hit this lick over here, sweet lick over here. Now I got this right here. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you elevate with Satan. Well, in this direction, this is how you elevate with God. And it's just like you look for something with Satan, you can look for something with God. You know what I'm saying? God gonna bless you for doing this regardless. It's just that you gotta be able to recognize the blessings. And then when you recognize it, don't trash it. You don't want to even get to the loving stuff. You don't even want to get to the family stuff until all the attackers is completely trashed, gone. Because if they've been bothering you your whole life, they still following you. So what, you got this person locked up, he went to prison, and y'all were doing this and everybody was doing that. Yeah, okay, well, who put that person in motion to do that in the first place? Who was backing that person up? See what I'm saying? So you still being watched. And as soon as the smoke clear, they're going to trap you up again. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we trying to alleviate. Ain't no trying to alleviate. That's what we are alleviating. Getting rid of it. Because look at the tension that it done brought in the industry. Look at the tension that it done brought within families. Look at how we all moving in the world. We all traded salt. We all walking on eggshell. Do this, we need you to move. We need you to do this and do that. Man, ain't nobody with all that no more, bro. Because we already know you're just out there legally killing folk. You know what I'm saying? We ain't nobody feeling all that no more. We know the damage you can do. We know you will do the damage. And we just know we say this, say that. Here you come. Here come the narcissists. We ain't worried about all that right now. We trying to live, bro. You keep wanting to do this, and then you want these people. We want everybody to think the same. That sound boring. Let's just say it. Let's just be real about it. That sound boring right there. You want everybody to move the same, think the same, talk the same? Man, get out of here, bro. Then what you gonna do? Line up all our women, make sure they come in your line? I want you to do what I tell you do. And then all the men gotta do exactly what you say do. And then I want your woman over here. And your woman too, over there. Man, y'all better go over there and sit down somewhere. Ain't nobody got time for all that, bro. That's all y'all want to do. Otherwise, why you want so much power for? You know what I'm saying? Nah, we ain't. They say, my heart hurt. They say your heart, you got a heart like, they say we got the same blood type. I need your heart. You ain't getting my heart. My heart ain't hurting. I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, bro. You can't just walk around here just because you feel like you can do such a thing. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm good, bro. If the planet want to do that, I stand with God by myself. Because it's freedom over here, what my brother died on the cross for. So when you start living like that and doing stuff according to that nature, you basically saying forget about Jesus Christ. He never existed. I ain't going over there with y'all. I ain't even worried about it, because at the end of the day, my father owned all them. Even the person who over there talking that craziness, he just a program anyway. Eventually, it gonna be reformed. And then he gonna switch up on you. You ain't gonna know what happened. It's all a game. It's all a game.